A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things. Change will not come if we wait for some other person, or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope, you will fill yourself with hope. In the unlikely story that is America, there has never been anything false about hope. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. There's not a liberal America and a conservative America, there's the United States of America. One voice can change a room, and if one voice can change a room, then it can change a city, and if it can change a city, it can change a state, and if it changes a state, it can change a nation, and if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world. We don't ask you to believe in our ability to bring change, rather, we ask you to believe in yours. No, you can't deny women their basic rights and pretend it's about your religious freedom. If you don't like birth control, don't use it. Religious freedom doesn't mean you can force others to live by your own beliefs. It's important to make sure that we're talking with each other in a way that heals, not in a way that wounds. Focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself. And it will leave you unfulfilled. Making your mark on the world is hard. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But it's not. It takes patience, it takes commitment, and it comes with plenty of failure along the way. The real test is not whether you avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you let it harden or shame you into inaction, or whether you learn from it, whether you choose to persevere. Nothing can stand in the way of the power of millions of voices calling for change. I have always believed that hope is that stubborn thing inside us that insists, despite all the evidence to the contrary, that something better awaits us so long as we have the courage to keep reaching, to keep working, to keep fighting. The worst thing that colonialism did was to cloud our view of our past. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer. My identity might begin with the fact of my race, but it couldn't end there. At least, that's what I would choose to believe. Someone once said that every man is trying to live up to his father's expectations, or make up for their father's mistakes. A nation that can't control its energy sources can't control its future. You might be locked in a world not of your own making, her eyes said, but you still have a claim on how it is shaped. You still have responsibilities. All too rarely do I hear people asking just what it is that we've done to make so many children's hearts so hard, or what collectively we might do to right their moral compass, what values we must live by. We may not be able to stop evil in the world, but how we treat one another is entirely up to us. Hope in the face of difficulty. Hope in the face of uncertainty. The audacity of hope. In the end, that is God's greatest gift to us, a belief in things not seen. A belief that there are better days ahead. I wonder, sometimes, whether men and women in fact are capable of learning from history, whether we progress from one stage to the next in an upward course, or whether we just ride the cycles of boom and bust, war and peace, ascent and decline. I think perhaps education doesn't do us much good unless it is mixed with sweat. It's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. To those Americans whose support I have yet to earn, I may not have won your vote tonight, but I hear your voices. I need your help. And I will be your president, too. At the moment that we persuade a child, any child, to cross that threshold, that magic threshold into a library, we change their lives forever, for the better. Each of us deserves the freedom to pursue our own version of happiness. No one deserves to be bullied. To be known. To be heard. To have one's unique identity recognized and seen as worthy. It was a universal human desire, I thought, as true for nations and peoples as it was for individuals. The truth is, I've never been a big believer in destiny. I worry that it encourages resignation in the down and out and complacency among the powerful. Each path to knowledge involves different rules, and these rules are not interchangeable.